Hi, gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm dating coach Naz, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about what to do and what not to do when you get intimate with somebody that you've had great chemistry with, and you had a great connection, and then when you finally sleep with her, things start changing, or energy starts shifting, and the ticks start coming in slower, and you're just confused because you think in your head, I've had the best time of my life. She's amazing. But the response you're getting doesn't match, what you thought in your head was going to transpire into. And I'm going to share with you what exactly to say and what not to do in order for you to keep that power intact and your integrity and not get defensive or, get passive aggressive, because those things, they never lead to where you think is going to lead. A woman is never going to see a passive aggressive man and going to be like, oh my God, that is so sexy. Like that just doesn't happen. And so I also want to mention I am a dating coach, and I help men stop attracting the wrong women and lead with clarity and confidence in dating. I also just posted or launched my new free masterclass. And basically what you're going to learn is why she's not choosing you and what to do about it. So the link is going to be down below or somewhere on the screen. Okay, so definitely check that out. Now let's get straight into the video. So one of the reasons why this might happen, why a woman might possibly pull away after you get intimate with her, has those reasons sometimes have nothing to do with yourself. So I just want you to know that it doesn't always have to do with your competency or your, how good you look or how great you were in bed. Sometimes it's none of those things. So I just want you to, as a man, understand that, because us women, we are wired a little bit differently, right? Some women might feel a drop after getting intimate with you due to emotional vulnerability. It could even be a fear of attachment. Maybe they have been, they have fallen in love with somebody like that in the past, and it led to a toxic relationship or something that was, that really caused some sort of significant trauma in her life. So now that this is repeating, she is going back into her past, most probably, and wondering, is this a repeat? Am I repeating this all over again? It could also be a pattern of her getting intimate with men maybe a bit too soon, and then what she realizes later down the line is that they weren't invested, and they maybe just wanted her for that moment. And so all of these emotions, feelings, thoughts, things that are arising in her are creating this kind of disconnect. And so that is why it is very important when you're looking for the woman, your wife, or whatever you want to call it, to make sure that she's able to connect with herself and try to understand herself. Because a lot of the times, if there's a woman who is avoidant and she's avoiding really feeling what she's really needing to feel in that moment in time, that is when she's not going to be able to express to you how she feels. And then you are going to feel like it's about your self-worth. But unfortunately, it has nothing to do with you. And so whenever somebody is unable to communicate, remember that this is a pattern of theirs. A lot of people maybe, they say, oh, I'm so sorry, I just forgot about it, or whatever it is. But when you are building a relationship, when you're building a connection, it is imperative to communicate how you feel. And so again, this is where you as a man need to observe these patterns. This is a one-time thing that, something happened and that's okay. Or is this a repetitive thing? Every time that we have an issue or there's a difficult conversation to be had, she kind of disconnects and she kind of just withers away in the background and doesn't want to deal with it. And the most important part of dating, forget it, for life in general, is not on how you react to things, but it is how you respond. Okay, that is the true determination of what kind of person, what kind of energy that you truly have. Because when things are going great in our lives, when we're money's coming in, we're going to the gym, we're going on a trip, that's when your best self is not really getting checked. But when a challenge arises, that is when your true nature shows up. And I have to remind this to myself all the time, because I can sit here and tell you guys says, yeah, be positive and do this, do that. But I need to check myself as well. I don't know why I'm bringing myself up in this, but all of us need to be aware of our patterns because we all have work to do. Nobody's perfect, right? So the way that you respond will determine whether you hold your edge or whether you lose it. Now, the most important part of this is to think before what you're going to say. And then secondly is to actually communicate what is coming up for you, but in a respectful and a calm manner. And also, I would mention, you do not have to copy this, word for word. As long as you communicate and you do it in a respectful, calm way, it doesn't matter what the hell comes out of your mouth. You can say something that is calm and grounded, right? So what you can say is, hey, I've noticed a shift. No pressure either way, but I value directness. That's your boundary. I value directness. If you're unsure or you're not feeling it anymore, I'd rather just know. And again, I would always recommend to have any conversations face to face, especially when it's a big topic like this. And also just looking at her reaction, that will tell you more than you need to know. No words, because, women can talk, and they can give you excuses on text. But in person, you can see somebody's true emotions, true reaction. So I would definitely recommend that. And again, this is your challenge as a man to deal with confrontation because most men don't like to deal with it. With a woman, I know at work, men are very good at work with their confrontations and dealing with that. But when it comes to women, I see that hesitation. I feel it. At least with the men that I work with. I'm not talking about every man on the planet. I'm just talking about the men that come to me. This message shows emotional maturity. It shows that you're clear on your thoughts, on your boundaries. You value yourself and you're not gonna, deal with any kind of BS. You really are, your intentions are very clear. And so a woman, most men think that women are going to run away, but that's actually the opposite. Women love this. Women love men who give you not a bit of an ultimatum, but they're saying like, hey, I'm in this. Are you in with me? And a woman loves that. And I just wish more men knew that women do like it when you kind of call her out a little bit. They don't want a man who's just like, oh yeah, she's not really, something is off, but whatever, let's just keep going and maybe it'll work out one day. That is not a leader. That is not a clear man. And so it makes a woman not want to be with you and not trust you. And I'm not saying that we want a toxic man. We don't want someone who's calling us out and giving us shit. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, a man who's able to feel what he's feeling. Something is off. I need to talk about this. That is what I'm talking about. And being clear and precise with his boundaries, okay? And if she's genuinely interested in you, she's going to come back. She's going to re-engage. And that is when you know, okay, well, she is interested in me. Maybe there was something, there was a disconnect for us. And again, that's when you can kind of get a little bit deeper. But this is your starting point, creating a boundary when you're dating. And if she's still pulling away, then that gives you closure to leave with dignity intact. And lastly, this is what you do not do. You do not blow up her phone. You do not do these double texting and, beg for reassurance. What did I do? What's happening? Why are you pulling away? I thought this was going somewhere. I did so much for you. That is what you do not need to do, okay? You do not need a summary of, all the things you messed up on. You do not need that because she can barely communicate the one thing that she really needs to communicate, which is why something is off after you guys slept with each other. And as I mentioned before, do not get sarcastic, do not get passive aggressive, do not get emotionally reactive, because again, that shows a woman your sense of control as a man. If you're able to just blow up over a little situation, her pulling away, which is like, it happens sometimes in relationships and dating. And instead of blowing up, you really just, you're calm and you're confident and you value yourself. That is magnetic. But a man who explodes and he's like, oh, you slut. Like, that's what a woman knows immediately. you're not the man for her. Most men lose their power not because the woman pulled away, but because they responded out of insecurity instead of groundedness. What I want you to remember is that you can never control how a woman feels, how any human being feels. You can't even control how you feel sometimes, right? It's just the way it is. But you can control how you show up. And the men who attract the right ones are the ones who don't fold when things get unclear. Well, that's it for me today. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, share this video with somebody who really needs it. Also, if you're somebody who wants to learn how to stay grounded and attract real connection, then my free masterclass is just for you. So you can have a look at the link. It's going to be down below in the description or somewhere on the screen. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. And I'll see you guys in my next one.